वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। So here we have started with the shloka Chatushloki Bhagavatam. We were seeing third shlok of the Chatushloki Bhagavatam 2.9.35. So we have halfway completed the purport. I'll read the purport from where we had stopped yesterday. So we have read till the second verse of Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So further I'll read. Therefore, although he is present in every atom, the Supreme Personality of Godhead may not be visible to dry speculators. Still, the mystery is unfolded before the eyes of pure devotees, because their eyes are anointed with love. And this love of Godhead can be attained only by the practice of transcendental loving service of the Lord and nothing else. The vision of devotee is not ordinary. It is purified by the process of devotional service. In other words, as the universal elements are both within and without, similarly, the Lord's name, form, quality, pastimes, entourage, etc., as they are described in the revealed scriptures or as performed in Vaikuṇṭhalokas, far, far beyond the material cosmic manifestation, are factually being televised in the heart of the devotee. So the man with a poor fund of knowledge cannot understand, although by material science one can see things far away by means of television. Factually, the spiritually developed person is able to have the television of the kingdom of God always reflected within his heart. This is the mystery of knowledge of the personality of Godhead. The Lord can award anyone and everyone liberation, mukti from the bondage of material existence. Yet he rarely awards the privilege of love of Godhead. So, as confirmed by Narada, muktim dadati karhichit smana bhakti yogam. This transcendental devotional service of the Lord is so wonderful that the occupation keeps the deserving devotee always wrapped in the love of Godhead. Developed in the heart of the devotee is a great mystery. Brahmaji previously told Narada that the desires of Brahmaji are never unfulfilled because he is always absorbed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, nor has he any desire in his heart save and except the transcendental service of the Lord. That is the beauty and mystery of the process of Bhakti Yoga. As the Lord's desire is infallible because he is Achyuta, similarly the desires of the devotees in the transcendental service of the Lord are also Achyuta, infallible. And this is very difficult, however, for the layman to understand without knowledge of the mystery of devotional service, as it is very difficult to know the potency of touchstone. As the touchstone is rarely found, a pure devotee of the Lord is also rarely to be found. Even amongst millions of liberated souls, Kotishu api Mahamune, out of all kinds of perfections attained by the process of knowledge, yoga perfection in devotional service is the highest of all, the most mysterious also even more mysteries than the 8 kinds of mystic perfections attained by the process of yogic performances. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.64, the Lord advised Arjuna about this Bhakti Yoga. Sarva guhya tamam bhuyah shrunu me paramam vachah. Just hear from me again about the most confidential part of the instruction in Bhagavad Gita. The same was confirmed by Brahmaji to Narada in the following words. Idam bhagavatam nama yan ma bhagavatoditam sangraho yam vibhuti nam evam etad vipuli kuru. Brahmaji said to Narada, whatever I have spoken to you about the Bhagavatam was explained to me by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I am advising you to expand these topics nicely so that people may easily understand the mysterious Bhakti Yoga by transcendental loving service to the Lord. It is to be noted that the mystery of Bhakti Yoga was disclosed to Brahmaji by the Lord himself. Brahmaji explained the same mystery to Narada, and Narada explained it to Vyasa, and Vyasa explained to Sukadeva Goswami. And that the same knowledge is coming down in the unalloyed chain of disciplic succession. If one is fortunate enough to have received the knowledge in the transcendental disciplic succession, surely he will have the chance to understand the mystery of Lord and that of Srimad Bhagavatam, the sound incarnation of the Lord. So here completes Shloka 35. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश्च गोपिका कान्ता श्रीराधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः Hare Krishna Dandakina. In the same continuation of Chatushloki Bhagavat 2.9.35, so yesterday we had seen that how uh, the energies of the Lord are playing. This is the answer to the third question of Brahmaji, how the energies of the Lord are playing. So here, yesterday we had seen that how all the bodies of all the manifest aspects, which may be the living entities or non-living entities, has the same basic elements. It is formed by the same basic elements, right from the body of Lord Brahma to any ant, to mountains and all kinds of plants, etc., etc., seas, everything. Varying proportion, very beautiful designs, very beautifully designed by Lord Brahma. So, whatever science that we are studying, physical sciences, physiological sciences, everything which is based on understanding of these elements and their functioning. So, this we have seen yesterday. So, and one most important thing that Lord says in this, that though I am there in the cosmos, I am not there. The energies are there in the cosmos and they are different, they are away also. So we have tried to understand that how the Pradhan was created first, and then from the Pradhan, then all these uh, various forms they manifested. So the elements, the energy or form or the elements, it existed before, and then par partially it was like, or it was utilized in the formation of these various forms which were there. So some was utilized over there and it still existed outside. Similarly, the Lord, he is there outside the material creation in his spiritual planets, all the Vaikuṇṭhalokas in Goloka, and as the controller of this material world, he is there in this material manifestation, material uh, area, as the controller, as Mahavishnu, and then from whom also many universes are emerging. And in each universe, he is there in the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, from whom the Brahmaji appears, and then within each of the along with each of the living entity, and in each and every atom of the universe, Lord assumes the form of Kshirodakshai Vishnu, and he is there in each and every Paramanu also, each and every atom also. So, in this way, Lord is there everywhere as well as is there in a spiritual world. So, simultaneously, and this can be understood by only those devotees who are completely dedicated, completely devoted to the Lord. So, who have their eyes filled with premanjana. So this has been verified or confirmed by Lord Brahma through his realizations in Brahma Samhita. So we have read those aspects yesterday. So in this way, continuing today, we can see again the same thing in the continuation, that Lord is present in every atom. Yeah, and still he is there in as the Supreme Personality in his spiritual abode. So, this can be understood only by the pure devotees and not by any dry speculators or mental speculators. So, how to even understand this? Uh, uh, Further example which has been given over here, like further it is stated that the vision of the devotees who can observe this, that the Lord is existing in every atom in this world as well as in the spiritual world, so their vision is not ordinary. So it is exceptional vision, extraordinary vision, that has been confirmed over here. Now, why to call it extraordinary vision? So another example which Srila Prabhupada gives is that even in this material world, so in that time there was the era of television. So Srila Prabhupada gives that example. So people can observe whatever is being telecasted from so far. They can observe in any nook and corner of the world, you know. So for us today, even if somebody is sitting there in Seattle or some any other part of the world, yeah, we can quickly get connected to them. So this is so amazing. Like we are not personally there close to each other, you know, as a physical proximity, but still through the ether, the form which is there in one part of India, you know, it gets reflected and transmitted to the other part of India. This itself is a wonderful vision. This itself is an amazing vision. Yes. So Srila Prabhupada is giving the example of this material science. That if material science, through the benediction of this material science, if we can experience this, that we can have a vision of someone who is located so far off, then what to say of the devotee who is so pure and through the purity of his heart, he can envision whatever is going on in the spiritual world. So even being here, even being sthane sthita, that is what is previously also mentioned. So wherever the person is there, if the person is executing the devotional service to the purest of the form, he gains the ability by the mercy of Lord to be able to see the spiritual world and its activities in the very same place. He need not even transfer, he need not even go to the spiritual world to be able to see the activities. And that is what is happening with Brahmaji. So, this is being explained with the help of this example of television. And nowadays, for us, television as well as our online sessions, all this is a great benediction for us. So, and thus the pure devotee is always engaged in the loving service of the Lord. So it's so possible. So when we hear about Shyamananda Pandit, and yes, so who was Dukhi Krishnadas? Yeah, when he could appreciate, he could, when we hear that, yes, he is seeing the spiritual world, he could see the payal of Radharani, and then he wanted to give that payal to Radharani personally, and then Radharani just touching him, putting the tilak on this Dukhi Krishna Das, transformed him into gopi form, and now he named him as Shamananda. It's such amazing, for us, for people who are not devotees, it may feel this is some fantasy story, but no, it's reality. It's reality. If we are able to envision each other, if this is not fantasy, that also is not fantasy, it's reality. Yes, so pure devotee has that ability. And even in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, so many times we see that Srila Prabhupada, while doing Kirtana, he would suddenly be so ecstatic that he would forget about everything that is there all around him. Yes, and then suddenly come to his senses and come back, as if he has been transferred to the spiritual world, and then moments later he comes back, and then again. So many times we could see that Srila Prabhupada used to say, Narad Muni is there sitting, Hanumanji is there sitting for the classes. For an individual like us, we cannot vision, but a pure devotee has the vision to be able to see all these eternal servitors of the Lord, as well as the spiritual world of the Lord. So this has been so nicely explained in this part of the purport. And then later on, Prabhupada mentions that Lord can award anyone and everyone liberation. Like, you many times people are so, what is the purpose of spirituality? Mukti. They need mukti. So Lord can give it. Take it, Baba. You take it. Take the mukti and go away. Don't disturb me. Lord can award anyone and everyone mukti, but mukti from the bondage of the material existence. But He will rarely award the privilege of love, because by giving the privilege of love, it means we are like purchasing the Lord Himself. So it's rare. It's a rare phenomenon. So mukti, yeah, all jnanis, all yogis, they'll get mukti. That is what they want, they'll get, and Lord will easily award it. But prema bhakti is very rare, very rare. So this transcendental devotional service is so wonderful that the occupation keeps the deserving devotee. Again, Srila Prabhupada has so amazingly chosen the words. This we have to understand. He has not just said, that the transcendental devotional service of the Lord is so wonderful that the occupation keeps the devotee always wrapped in psychological activities. No, the deserving devotee, the one who is truly genuinely following the sadhana, following the scriptures, following the acharyas. Such a devotee, deserving devotee, is always, wrapped in psychological activities, in the sense activities of loving devotion to Lord, without deviation from the absolute uh, personality. Yeah, and thus the love of Godhead developed in the heart of the devotee is always a great mystery. So, yes, for the worldly individuals, the love that is there in the heart of Srila Prabhupada or the great devotees of the Lord, subsequent acharyas, or devotees like Shyamananda Pandit, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and so many innumerable acharyas, that is a mystery for the rest of the world. They won't understand anything. They won't understand the bhava of the devotee. It takes one to know one, that is what it is said now. So only a pure devotee will be able to understand the bhava of the other pure devotee. Rest all will feel as if, what is going on. Is this some kind of dramatics or something like that? So it takes one to, to know one. So so like in this, so Srila Prabhupada is very the words that he chooses, it's not that he has just written something, to write. He has chosen perfect words, you know, to mention the perfect thing which has to be understood. There's no deviation at all, no question of any doubt at all. Yeah. So the deserving devotee is always wrapped in psychological activities without deviation from the absolute touch. Thus, the love of Godhead developed in the heart of the devotee is always a great mystery. So now a further point that has been very beautifully explained is that such a devotee, such a deserving devotee, why is that devotee a deserving devotee, and why he or she alone can see the spiritual world, can get the darshan of Lord and the Dhamma and so many blessings upon this devotee. Why? Because the desires of such a devotee like Brahmaji are never unfulfilled. So, whatever the desires such devotee desires are fulfilled. That is what it means. The desires are not unfulfilled, never unfulfilled, means their desires are always fulfilled. So, what are they desiring? Because he is always absorbed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, nor has he any desire in his heart save and accept the transcendental service of the Lord. So, such a great devotee has no personal desire, no desire for personal sense gratification. Okay, I like gulab jamun, I want to make gulab jamun. I like, so I want to make gulab jamun and offer. No, not like that. Krishna likes this, and this is this season. I should cook this for Krishna. This probably would be the step towards moving towards this direction because Krishna likes. Our activities are like this family member likes this family member likes this, so let me prepare this. But does Lord like it? Not bothered. Don't know. Huh? So Lord is so amazing, he considering the prasadam, he will cook, he will accept anything and everything that is cooked by the devotees with love, you know he will if some program is there in some household, he'll accept prasadam there, and if the same deities are taken to some other place for some other program, he will accept the offerings over there, and he will keep on accepting, not a problem. In the temple, so many devotees would keep on getting so many offerings and cooking something or the other, and Lord is so magnanimous that he doesn't reject the devotees, he accepts everyone's loves. So, why is he accepting everyone's love? Because such devotees have no other desire than to please the Lord, yeah, than to perform the transcendental service of the Lord. Their only desire is that. Uh, it's not, person or a so-called, not even, should not even call self as devotee, because we have so many, I have so many worldly desires. Oh, let this thing properly settle. Let the child also properly settle. Let them study well. Let this happen nicely. Let this, this is a trouble to my head. This person is troubling me. Oh my Lord, please help me in getting through this or that. This is the kind of thoughts like a worldly person like me has. But here, the thoughts that a deserving devotee has, or a pure devotee has, is all the desires for the service of Lord alone. Nothing for self, nothing about self. So, how can I please you, Lord? How do I expand your glories? How do I preach more and more? How do I serve more and more? So, uh, this are the only desires that devotee. How do I build magnificent temple for you so that so many people in this world can seek shelter in your presence? So these are the beautiful desires of such amazing devotees. And that is the beauty and mystery of the process of bhakti. So having desires which are only for the service of the Lord is the beauty and the mystery. Such a wonderful statement. See that? This is the beauty and the mystery of the process of bhakti yoga. And that's the Lord's desire is infallible, because as the Lord's desire is infallible, because he's Achyuta, similarly the desires of the devotees in the transcendental service of the Lord are also Achyuta. So how do we understand this? Because such pure desires, like Srila Prabhupada when he came to Mumbai, he was
Maya,
there near the Bharatiya Vidya
oh
Bhavan,
Maya,
and then he just pointed out his stick in the direction of a area, and he said, "Here should be one temple." And such an amazing manifestation. Years, some 10 to 15 years later, there appeared Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir, which is the shelter for lakhs and lakhs of devotees today. So, a pure devotee just desiring that there should be the temple. Yeah, a pure devotee from nowhere, he has some couple of disciples who are married, and he's telling them, okay, now you go to Australia, you go to Russia, you go to Japan, and spread the Sankirtana movement over there. A single person, an old man, 70 years old, somehow came to America, somehow started the movement, and now his dreams are okay, you go to Japan, you go this way, you go that direction, and spread the glories of, you know, the devotional service. And yes, devotees did it. This was the desire, Achyuta desire of this pure devotee, and that will happen. So, it is so important if we understand the power of this particular purport, that if we are trying to serve such amazing devotees who have this desire to only please Lord, only serve the acharyas, only please their spiritual masters, then in some way or the other we are somehow engaging in the right directions, engaging our lives, and uh, engaging ourselves in devotional service in the right direction. So much so that this can help one attain that position of being a pure devotee, and then whatever we may desire. Let us at least start with that whatever we may desire, we should desire for the benefit of, or in the service of the Lord, and for the benefit of the mankind, not only mankind, all the entire nature, all jivas. So let us pray wherever we are, even if somebody is disrespecting or saying ill about us. Let us remove that from our heart and start praying to for everyone, that may so and so person achieve bhakti, achieve pure devotion. At least we can start with this, so that someday or the other, it will purify, definitely purify our heart, and someday or the other, by Lord's grace, seeing that such a devotee is trying to do devotional service sincerely, Lord will also give the benediction, the desire, fulfillment of such a devotee. So, I mean, what does it take just to think that, okay, I'm meeting so many people in the world today, let them all become devotees some way or the other, my Lord. So, we don't have to spend money for that. It's only a sincere desire. Why not do that? Let us do that. Yeah, because somebody has done it for us. We should not forget that. So it was Srila Prabhupada who could just with that stick say, here has to be a temple, and that temple has given shelter to us for our lifetime. So why should we not desire for someone, you know, for the benefit of the generations to come? Yeah. So let us at least engage in that. So you can see this further. Srila Prabhupada says that this is very difficult, however, for the layman to understand without knowledge of the mystery of devotional service, as it is very difficult to know the potency of the touchstone. Yeah. So here, such pure devotees are like touchstone. So, moment that touchstone is going to touch something else, that is also going to transform into a touchstone. Yes. So, as touchstone is rarely, though it's rarely found, a pure devotee of the Lord is also rarely to be seen, even amongst millions of liberated souls. Kotishu api Mahamune. So, out of all kinds of perfections attained by the process of yoga, perfection in devotional service is the highest. Once again, this is being emphasized, and it is most mysterious because not everyone is going to understand that. Yeah. So the same thing has been emphasized in Bhagavad Gita. It is the most confidential part which has been revealed to Arjuna. And then again, Brahmaji states to Narada that whatever I have spoken to you, Lord Brahma is the spiritual master to Narada. So, whatever I have spoken to you, I am advising you to expand these topics so nicely, expand these topics so nicely, so that people may easily understand the mysteries Bhakti Yoga by transcendental loving service to Lord. Yes. So, the order is from the spiritual master to the disciple to expand, or in the sense, explain this topic of devotional service to the desiring individuals in a very simplified form. Yes, so that they can easily understand the mysterious topic of Bhakti Yoga. So, it is to be noted that the mystery of Bhakti Yoga was disclosed to Brahmaji by Lord himself. Brahmaji explained to Narada, and then from Narada to Vyasa to Shukdev Goswami. So, like that, there is this unalloyed chain of disciplic succession. Very beautifully, Srila Prabhupada mentions. Yes, so this is the chain of disciplic succession which is going to further continue by the grace of Lord, as there are these pure devotees who will continue such disciplic so it's basically a responsibility of all the devotees to try to understand this knowledge very thoroughly, apply it in our lives very sincerely, and obviously Srila Prabhupada mentions then when we are genuinely and very sincerely attempting, that each and every devotee has the capacity to rise to this level of devotional service. So, yes. So, if one is fortunate enough to have received the knowledge in transcendental disciplic succession, surely he will have the chance to understand the mystery of the Lord and of Srimad Bhagavatam, the sound incarnation of Lord. So, the emphasis of disciplic succession is once again explained by Srila Prabhupada over there. So beautifully, we have to understand this importance, and we be very, very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving us amazing literature. Not only this is not only a literature; it's the way of life, as well as giving us exemplary devotees who have given their life completely for the spreading of this knowledge of pure devotion. So we are fortunate to have such great disciples who are actually Vyakti Bhagavad. There is this book Bhagavad, and they are personal Bhagavatas. So, just by having their presence, their examples, it becomes easy for us to follow all these, to understand and to follow these aspects. So, we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada for completely sacrificing everything that he had for the betterment of such individuals like me. So very, very grateful. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna. I think